Hey y'all, so I wanted to come on here and give you an update about the two young ladies I talked to you about this morning. Now, I know it's late in the day and I should have waited till tomorrow because my voice is kind of going on me right now. But again, I feel it's important to give you a little bit more than what I gave you this morning. So I do have links and everything that I will drop below. And if this is some kind of video or content that you like, please let me know, guys. Hey guys, thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, share, follow, and don't forget to hit that. Thank you. Hey guys, I wanted to come on and share this update with you guys to the video I did this morning about Sykea Patton and Jessica Covington. So, it's very sad, and with all due respect, we give our condolences and prayers out to the families of both victims because, yes, they both succumbed to gunshot wounds on November 22nd and I do believe November 23rd. And what happened was both of these cases come out of Philadelphia. And before I get into their story, I just want to let you know that upwards of 400, I do believe, police said last year 204 women were shot and 26 of them died. The number is higher this year. So far, 245 women have been shot in the city and 50 have lost their lives. Now, this morning when I reported to you off of another news article, it said upwards of 64 have died, about 240 women, and basically 36 of them were um, due to domestic violence homicides. So let me go ahead and we'll start with Jessica Covington because sad to say, I know in the first case, Sykea Patton, I told you about this morning, at the end of that video, I was telling you about Jessica, and there was an unborn child that lost their life. So the police chief, Commissioner Daniel Outlaw, said Sunday night, last night's murder of a pregnant woman and her unborn baby is absolutely heartbreaking. While this attack appears to be targeted, we will not rest until this obviously dangerous individual is in custody. And what they mean about targeted is this woman was getting out of the car, coming back from her baby shower with her unborn baby, looking to be born in this world soon, and someone followed her home, was there waiting for her, jumped out the blue, and I do believe they shot this woman in the head and in the stomach. So it seems to me like this is very personal and that this case is very, very, very sad. There's a $50,000 reward being offered after this woman, Jessica Covington, was gunned down Saturday night in Philadelphia's Long Cross section, according to the police. So this happened in Philadelphia, in the Long Cross section area of Philadelphia. The 32-year-old woman, she was shot around 8:30 p.m. on the 6100 block of Palmetto Street. So, I'm going to try to insert some audio for you if I can. Now, I know they, both women, Jessica and Sykea Patton, have a lot of support from the community, their families. I wasn't able to find any GoFundMe's on either lady, and I didn't really want to pry into their lives on like Facebook and their social media because at this point in time, I feel like I would be disrespecting the dead. But I want to give you as much information as I can as to what really, is public, and we can't always say factual because there's been like 3 or 4 reports saying different things, with the numbers, the figures, and things like that. So sources identified the woman as Jessica Covington, and this victim was shot in the head and the stomach outside of her home while she was unloading gifts from her own baby shower, y'all. Both Covington and her unborn child were both pronounced dead a short time later at Einstein Medical Center. And about 11 shell casings, y'all, was found at the scene. So I don't know how many hit her, but at least two, one in the head and one in the stomach. Investigators believe Covington may have been targeted. So I really don't know what's going on inside or outside their home or the baby father. There's not much about this case, okay, guys? Not much about it at all. The mayor went on to say that this news is deeply upsetting and heartbreaking. My heart goes out to the victims' loved ones during this painful time. Absolutely. I know it's a time of Thanksgiving and it's a time of family and breaking bread, and these families aren't in that state of mind right now. Both families are grieving. One family has an arrest, which I'm going to tell you about in a little while. But in this case right here, the shooting has frightened many in the neighborhood, and there's no suspect caught yet, you all. Now, someone living close to the scene of Jessica Covington basically goes on to say that she's paranoid because she doesn't know what's going to happen next. The violence has just been getting worse and worse, and it's just seemed like, guys, there is nothing being done. And with all the reports of the murders that's happening in Philadelphia, there has to be a portal open of demon time and just demonic activity going on there. So this woman, Denise Wilson, who lives near the shooting, she basically says, I just wanted to stop, end quote. Now, she goes on to say, I do believe, being the paranoia, I can understand it, guys. When there's someone on the loose who just randomly or with intent or had some malicious intent in mind, meditated murder, walk up to a young lady pregnant and shoot her in the head and shoot her in the stomach, is definitely, it heightens your anxiety, your awareness. You just on 10 because you don't know if it's random or you don't know if they're going to come back and retaliate. So Tom McDonald, who knew the victim, basically says she was a nice person up and down the street. It's just sad. So, here is what I have updates for you. In the year of 2020, it says this will go down as the deadliest years in Philadelphia's history. To date, more than 496 homicides have been recorded. So the numbers of the shootings with women, about the 240 to 204, that's possible. And the rest of the 496 can be added up to men, and I do, yeah, men could be the men in the homicides. All right. So, it's sad because the unconscionable loss of life, it's almost too much to bear when it's close to the holiday. These women were well loved, like I said, well beloved in their community. Um, God have mercy. Yeah, just the loss of life, period. Because, there's one about life and there's one about death in this world. There's an energy about light in this world. There's an energy about death. And what I want to say here is that so many people are willing to take your life and make it a living hell, even unto death, not realizing that them themselves, once they commit the murder or the act thereof, have already condemned themselves to this said place called hell. So on its own, about 500 lives cut short is a staggering number, reports go on to say. But whatever the final total is, guys, There is hundreds of thousands of people, other lives affected by things like this. Police are still searching for the gunman who killed Covington. And they also said there were no weapons recovered from the scene. And if anyone have any information about this, please call the police at 215-686-TIPS. That's 215-686-TIPS. You guys can figure out what that is on your telephone number. Just put in TIPS. And with that being said, we'll go ahead and move right along, y'all, because I want y'all to hear some of this audio. And yeah, I'll be back with the rest of my commentary.
Saturday night at Walter Perez, we begin with breaking news from the city's Lawncrest section. A woman who was 7 months pregnant has been shot and killed after attending her own baby shower. Action News reporter Katie Castro joins us live from the scene with details on this horrific crime. Katie.
Walter, police say it appears that this woman was targeted. She was unloading gifts from her baby shower in and out of her car into her house when someone came over and shot her in the head and stomach. Police are still out here looking for clues, and the situation got tense at one point as a woman who identified herself as this woman's best friend came out here screaming, very upset by all of this. You can see police out here, and I want to show you that car in front of the woman's house, still filled with diapers inside. We just got an update from police, and they say whoever is responsible for this is cowardly. Take a listen.
What do you say? I mean, the person that did this couldn't be more cowardly.
Police say a 32-year-old woman returning from her own baby shower, unloading presents from her car, when she was shot and killed outside her home on the 6100 block of Palmetto Street in Lawncrest. An officer in the area heard the gunfire around 8:30 p.m. and rushed to the scene to find the 7-month pregnant woman shot multiple times in the head and stomach. She was rushed to Einstein Medical Center, but it was too late. Both mother and her unborn child died. Neighbors say they are fed up with the gun violence.
And she was a nice person up and down the street. What this just happened right here at the end of my block, enough is enough. It's time for the city to do something. Something. Everybody getting fed up. We tired of it.
And tell me what you and your wife heard inside your house.
No, she just heard 7 shots. That was it. And it's just sad.
The city is nearing 500 homicides. Children are getting shot, unborn children getting shot. What is the city doing about this?
The city as a whole is doing what we can. We can't stop people who are intent on shooting somebody. When I look at this situation, it looks like someone was targeting her and looking for her.
And again, back at here live, that is the car that the woman was unloading gifts from her own baby shower from when she was shot in the head and stomach. Again, still many baby presents still left inside the house. Now, police still out here on scene looking for clues as to who's responsible for this. They say at this point they don't know if they're looking for 1 or 2 or more people, and they don't know a motive at this point. But what they do know is that this was targeted, and police say they found around 11 shell casings out here tonight. Police on scene also telling me that they believe that the woman's mother was inside of that house when her own daughter was shot outside of her house with a 7-month baby. Again, both mother and that unborn child, unfortunately, died tonight. That's the very latest here in Lawncrest. I'm reporting live. Katie Castro, Channel 6, Action News. Walter?
Such a disturbing story. All right. Thank you, Katie.
So let's go ahead and talk about Sykea Patton. Now, Sykea Patton, she's a 24-year-old woman in Philadelphia as well. And basically, she was walking with her sons and her twin sons, 4 or 5 years old. And her, I want to say alleged, because anybody that loves you is not going to take your life after they recently proposed to you. You have an argument, and the next thing you know, you're walking with your twin boys, 4 or 5 years old, and this man comes up and gun you down in the street, broad daylight, in front of your children. So I want to say alleged fiance here. It kind of reminds me of LaTroy, like I said, or LaTrey, whatever this guy's name is. But he beat up his fiance. Her eye was black, her face was bloody, and she says, "My fiance did this to me unalive. How is he your fiance? How?" Ladies, stop it. Knock it off. Don't keep giving these guys, demons, negative energy, all of you, to the point where they're taking your life. Ask for help. Reach out. If it becomes violent or physical, there's numbers you can call, and I will insert them in this video. I would say find a good pastor or a good psychiatrist, psychologist, somebody. There's betterhelp.com or betterhelp.com, BetterHelp. But there's places where you can get NAMI. Mental health is the borderline issue with all of this going on, a disconnection from God. Something is in the earth. A decision, because some people may say, oh, it's mental health, is this, but some people make conscious decisions to take another person's life. Like Donovan Crawford did here with Sykea Patton. Now, in Philadelphia, we heard there's a lot going on, and police have identified the man charged with killing the woman in front of her 2 children. Now, he is now charged with a number of crimes and is accused of murdering his ex-girlfriend in broad daylight. Again, her 2 young sons had to witness this, y'all. So the district attorney, Larry Krasner, he made a statement saying, quote, she was walking with her 2 5-year-old twins. She was taken to Presbyterian, where she was later pronounced, and that would be dead on arrival. And it's such a shame, because how do people say they love you, they want to be with you, then immediately you have an argument or say you don't want to be with them no more, or, call it quits. They flip on you. And in these 2 cases with Jessica Covington, we're not really sure. But in the case of Sykea Patton, rejection is a hell of a drug for some people. It just sends them on a high that they don't come down off of, y'all. This happened along the 800 block of North Preston Street Friday afternoon, y'all. Friday afternoon. Investigators want to say that the officials knew who was responsible shortly after the murder, which is a good thing, because in the case of Jessica Covington, we see there is no arrest made yet. They don't know who this guy is. No one came up with CCTV footage, and Joanne Pescator, the assistant DA's office of homicide, he is an ex-boyfriend of the victim, and we know that. He's 28-year-old Donovan Crawford. And guys, when you see this picture here, I don't know. I am so glad I'm particular and peculiar, but when a guy give me a look, I'm just saying, in the face, I don't care how sweet he talked to me, how good he think he look or whatever. I look at people in the eyes, their souls. I judge that spirit before I even let them get close to me, So I'm going to suggest the same thing for you guys. Learn to look at somebody's heart, somebody's soul. Forget how sweet they talking to you. Forget how nice they treat you. Forget how much they want to marry you. And see what that spirit be all about. So police go on to reveal that he was arrested Monday and is charged with murdering his ex-girlfriend, whom investigators said did not want him near her. And once again, rejection is a hell of a drug. She was in the process of getting one of those stay away orders. We call them order of protections here. And police go on to say that last year, 204 women were shot, 26 died, and the number is higher this year. So far, that 245 women have been shot in the city, and 50 have lost their lives. So, this guy, along with murder, he's also charged with violation Uniform Firearms Act, former convict, violation Uniforms Act, no license, violation Uniform Acts, on streets, possessing instruments of crime, recklessly endangering another person, and criminal use of communication facility.
Identify the man charged with killing the woman right in front of her two children. Action News reporter Corey Davis has the full story.
A mother shot and killed in cold blood in front of her young children in West Philadelphia.
She was walking with her two 5-year-old twins. She was taken to Presbyterian, where she was later pronounced.
Philadelphia District Attorney Larry Krasner taking a pause as he revealed details of how 24-year-old Sykea Patton was shot to death in broad daylight. It happened while she was walking with her boys along the 800 block of North Preston Street Friday afternoon. Her twins tragically witnessed her death. Investigators tell us that officials knew who was responsible shortly after the murder.
He was an ex-boyfriend of the victim.
It just took them a couple of days to track down 28-year-old Donovan Crawford. Police revealed today that he was arrested yesterday and is now accused of murdering his ex-girlfriend, who investigators say did not want him near her.
She was in the process of getting a stay-away order from him.
Here's a deeper look at the number of women shot and killed in Philadelphia. Police tell us last year, 204 women were shot and 26 of them died. The number is higher this year. So far, 245 women have been shot and 50 have lost their lives this year in the city. Along with murder, Crawford is also facing a number of other charges, including being a former convict while having a firearm and also recklessly endangering another person. Reporting here in West Philadelphia, Corey Davis, Channel 6 Action News.
So guys, I'm going to go ahead and kind of wrap it up here. Again, I gave you as much information as I can. I wasn't able to find any GoFundMes or anything like that. So if you guys are on social media and happen to see any for Jessica Covington or Sykea Patton, please go ahead, if you're into supporting and giving and want to see the children, have some kind of solace, which money doesn't always bring back life and it doesn't always solve the problem, but it definitely comforts people. Now let's listen to this.
Devastated after learning his daughter was shot. There was an outpouring of support tonight for Sykea Patton's family. Her dad told me he, along with the rest of the family, they're devastated after learning his daughter was shot and killed while walking her twin boys home from school Friday afternoon. It was an emotional evening here in Mantua, a single day after 24-year-old Sykea Patton, young mother, was tragically shot and killed while walking her twin 4-year-old boys home from school Friday afternoon.
They loved her. And she was fun. And she didn't deserve that.
1, 2, 3.
Purple balloons filled the sky. Flowers were placed on the walk, and dozens of candles were lit to remember Sykea, who served as a friend to many, a mother to 2 little boys and a daughter to Joseph Patton.
Yeah, I'm suffering today. I lost my daughter because of senseless convulsions. She didn't deserve what happened to her.
That's right.
For no woman deserves that.
And yet, for women, it's been a violent year here in Philadelphia. Police reported earlier this week that at least 240 women have been shot in 2021. At least 61 of them were killed.
The gun violence in the city, this has to stop. This has to stop. I'm 60 years old, and they're killing women and children every day here in the city. There's no respect, and there's no love for nobody no more. We can't live like this. As a people, we have to do better.
Joseph says it's now too late for his little girl and their family, but hopes society can do better to prevent others from feeling this pain coursing through his heart.
Something has to change. Something has to change. You know, it's crazy. It's crazy. I'm burying my daughter this week.
The Patton family believes this was not a random attack, and whoever shot Sykea did know her. Meanwhile, police, they have not released a lot of information about this shooting so far, only going as far as to say so far no arrests have been made. Outside Police Headquarters, Stephen Fisher, NBC 10 News.
Okay, so guys, you guys heard that. Now listen, basically that 496 were only 240 possibly. The numbers vary as far as how many women been attacked, but they're killing children and babies, probably grandmothers and grandfathers, brothers and sisters. These people are hurting down there. So I want to thank God that they found Donovan Crawford in the case of Sykea Patton. And I want to thank God in advance that they find what happened to Jessica Covington. So guys, like I said, if you have any information about these two women, there's a number you can call for Jessica Covington. And that number is, I do believe, 215-686-TIPS. Let me see if I can look on my phone real quick. That would be 8477. 8477. So that's 215-686-8477. And with that, guys, shalom. Let me know what you think down below. If you're in the Philadelphia area, help your police department out by trying to track down some of these, demons that's on the loose out here that's taking life and not valuing life, making Philadelphia a very hard place to live for people. So yeah, there's a $50,000 reward being offered for information that leads to the arrest in Jessica Covington. There's a father suffering in the case of Sykea Patton, and of course the two twins. And we have the unborn mother. And we heard police report says that this young girl, Jessica Covington, mother may have been in the house. What do you guys think about all this? Why is this so? How do you protect yourself? What is your formula for the men that you bring around you and your children? What is your formula for getting pregnant and having relationships? Because before I go, I want to also remind you of Shanice Young, I do believe, shot and killed trying to break up a fight after her baby shower in Harlem.
On for the gunman who shot and killed a pregnant mother as she headed home from her own baby shower this morning in Harlem. Eyewitness News reporter Naveen Dhaliwal spoke to the victim's grieving family.
A celebration turned into heartbreak for a Harlem family. The pain was visible.
She was 9 months pregnant.
Shanice Young, a mother just weeks away from giving birth, was shot in the head in front of her building on West 128th Street.
Shanice was a victim. Shanice did not have 4 children. Shanice had 2 daughters, and the third one died with her.
Just after 1 a.m., Shanice was returning from her baby shower. She was taking the gifts into her building lobby when police say a fight broke out between 2 men. Neighbors say one of the men was Shanice's ex, the other the father of her unborn child. One of them had a gun that fired off.
I was woken up because of the shots.
A bullet hit Shanice in the head.
As you could imagine, it was very tense and emotional last night. I don't think anybody was able to walk around here without crying.
There's a memorial now for the 31-year-old and her unborn daughter.
Stop the violence!
Local domestic violence activist and survivor Stephanie Warren outraged at the unnecessary loss of 2 lives.
I'm upset because she didn't have to die. She didn't have to die. I'm upset because it could have been me.
And so many wondering the same thing.
It's scary, and it's a little close to home. Like, who shoots a pregnant woman in front of her kids?
And this message for the shooter.
This man needs to be off the street. And I pray that God convict him that he will turn himself in, because the streets is mad at what I'm hearing.
Tonight, police are still trying to determine who pulled that trigger. The shooter still on the run.
Now, I don't know why pregnant women will try to break up a fight between the ex-boyfriend and the new baby father, as we're going to hear in Shanice's case. But again, just like the woman, Sarah Nicole Morales, who intentionally hit the motorcyclist, fled the scene. They follow her home. She's 4 to 5 months pregnant. Go in the house and get a gun. What is going on? And brandish the gun. And little did she know, the motorcyclist, Andrew Derr, Derr, he had a gun and shot that woman 4 times. And her unborn baby lost their lives. So when a pregnant woman shot, killed, trying to break up a fight after her baby shower in Harlem, Shanice Young family is in deep mourning after her mother was 9 months pregnant and was shot and killed right in front of her daughter, another child witnessing the mother's death as she was coming home from her own baby shower as well. This took place back in September of 2021, I do believe. So Shanice was 9 months pregnant. She was 9 months pregnant. Her sister Martina is blurting out and letting the reporter know here. Shanice Young, she was 31 years old, a mother just weeks away from giving birth, was shot in the head in front of her building on West 128th Street and Frederick Douglass Boulevard. Her family gathered in the same spot to grieve, and one of her sisters said, quote, Shanice was a victim. She didn't have 4 children. She had 2, and the third one died with her. So the one child witnessed it, the one child she was pregnant with. So there leaves another child. Why she's blurting out 4, I'm not really sure here, guys. But I just want to let you know that pregnant women are taking it upon themselves to get involved. This woman, maybe the ex came there to intentionally harm her, but it seems like a fight broke out between the ex-boyfriend and the new baby father that she was coming home with from the baby shower. They entered the building, and oh boy, just like in Jessica Covington's case, jump out of nowhere. They're stalking, hiding out somewhere. There's an altercation between the men and this 9-month-old pregnant woman, weeks before her due date, gets involved, y'all. So just after 1 a.m. Sunday, Shanice was returning home from her baby shower. Just like I said, she was taking the gifts into her building lobby when police say a fight broke out between 2 men. And the neighbors there, they heard the men, and one was Shanice's ex and the other was the father of her unborn child. So one of the men had a gun that fired off, and the bullet hit Shanice in the head, y'all. How do we prevent stuff like this? Are women making choices? And this doesn't have to say breaking up with a man, but to get involved being pregnant. So let me know, guys, what you think about all this. All right. So someone goes on to say, quote, I'm upset because she didn't have to die. It could have been me, says Stephanie McGraw. Police are still trying to determine, y'all, who pulled the trigger in this case. And at the time of this article, no arrests have been made. But I do believe that an arrest have been made. I do believe. Let me see if I can update it. I believe the ex may have been charged and then maybe not, because I don't know if they have ever proved who did it. Oh yeah, ex-boyfriend arrested. Let's go ahead and get into this for a minute, because I want you guys to know his name. Justin Soriano, 40 years old, was taken into custody Thursday morning in the Bronx in connection to the death of Shanice Young, 31 years old. New York PD Commissioner Shea said of closure for the family. And again, he was Young suffered years of abuse at the hands of her ex-boyfriend, so she might have met a new man, and this happens where basically he started treating her better. Old ex-boyfriend saw the glow up and saw how good this man was being to her, something he wasn't doing. That's probably how he lost her. Then they get on that rejection, which is a hell of a drug, and that denial, and that don't want to be with you, and can't stand you to see you with can't stand to see you with nobody else type of thing, and just lose it. Soriano has at least 17 prior arrests, facing charges of second-degree murder, acting in a manner injurious to a child, and menacing. Also, someone goes on to say here, quote, "I don't want him to see the light of day," he said. "I can sleep now knowing that this, whatever it is, a creature or somebody that ain't been born in this world and would take my daughter's life like that, a person that ain't got no heart, got no feelings, is in custody." So this is the victim's father, and he is unnamed here. But yeah, a lot of community members spoke out about the trend of illegal guns on the street amid to all frequent heartbreaking shootings in New York City and in Philadelphia and in Albany and anywhere else around the world. If you guys want to care to report on it, or let's have discussion on it live, or we can do a Zoom about it. But there's got to be solutions that you or I or someone else, if you share this video, may have to, like I said, help the police solve the one case in Jessica and Covington, maybe offer solutions and help to the family with healing if you're in close proximity, or just be able to shoot them a email or a text or something, just offering your condolences or anything of that nature. So with that being said, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. It got a little dark for me. It's very sad, and I do again wanted to send out condolences to the family in all of the cases, the children, the unborn children, the loss of life that is just so unbearable at sometimes. And hell, I always say we gotta pray for them demon souls that's out here killing too. I think that's the problem. We let them loose and they don't get the right spiritual interjection or the right, you know what I'm saying, training or teaching or governing. Somehow we gotta be able to make them submit and not want to be able to do this again and again. It's a free will. Some people are just out here choosing to kill, steal, and destroy. Hey guys, thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, share, follow, and don't forget to hit that for no reason whatsoever, just to be demonic, wicked, and evil, and try to tell somebody, if I can't have you, nobody can, like they're God of some sort. And with that being said, y'all, please comment down below. Thank you so much. Subscribe if you haven't. Like, share, comment. And I'll see you on the next upload, live, and or premiere. And with that being said, may God bless you, keep you, make his face to shine upon you, be gracious unto you, his countenance be on you, and his peace, shalom, be in you, on you, and all around you. Take care.